What does the defensive line need to improve upon coming off the Colts game?
Just being more consistent. You know, we have to play more consistent as a defensive line. We understand that. Again, I tell you guys, you know, it falls on us. 260 yards is way too much, and that just can't happen in this NFL. I mean, if you want to win, that can't happen, and we understand that. So we have to be more consistent. We have to play more consistent. We have to set violent edges more, you know, and just kind of, you know, sometimes play the gap and a half football and just make plays, you know. And we all get paid a lot of money. We get paid to do that, and we will do that.
John, we were talking to Sheldon, I think on the conference calls on Monday, and he had said that ever since that Titans game, quarterbacks would make it a priority to get the ball out of their hands a lot faster. They say they're not holding it long enough for you guys to get home. As a defensive line, how can you continue to make an impact, and in what ways can you make an impact when quarterbacks are basically saying we're not going to be holding the ball long enough for them to get home?
Without a doubt, I mean, we understand that, and we just have to get our hands up more, you know. And then, you know, when they do buy us that hitch, we have to get them down. And, you know, obviously not all the time we've been doing that. So, you know, as we understand that they are going to get the ball out faster, you know, we have to make plays. And again, we get paid for that. So, you know, whether we, you know, run more games or we do something, you know, schematically or player-wise, you know, we have to do that. We have to make those plays. But when they do buy us that hitch, we have to put them on the ground.
John, what challenges does Josh Allen present?
Great quarterback. I mean, as we know, you know, he does a lot on his feet. He moves around. He makes plays down the field, and he can kind of do everything. You know, he has a great arm and a great mentality as a quarterback. So it's a good challenge for us. I think. I mean, we're ready for it. We're excited for it. I mean, good player, great team, but just another game for us.
Do you have to play a runner like him different, like rather than coming screaming up the field because he'll step up and he'll make a throw downfield or he'll take off with the ball?
Without a doubt. I mean, we understand that, you know, obviously we have to have some awareness, but we won't slow down for anybody. And that's the mentality we have. We have to play 100 miles an hour. That's how this defense is made for us to play. And then we all play off each other. You know, maybe whether I take an inside move or I rush high, you know, Sheldon covers me or Quentin covers me. Like, I cover those guys. You know, we just all play together, and that's how you win.
When you play 100 miles an hour, and this has been brought up before, could that lead to guys getting too aggressive and leading to big plays for the other team?
As a defensive line, no. I mean, that's what we do. We get upfield, we knock people back, we set edges, and that's just what it is, you know. And yeah, sometimes you see on the draws and the screens and whatnot, but at the end of the day, we can't slow our rush down in order to make those plays. You know, those are plays that we get out the stack and we run to. You know, that's why we play effort football. All four of us that's in there, you know, we have to get out the stack and we have to run to those plays. But we can't slow down our pass rush, or you know, there'll never be a pass rush.
John, you guys have played better at home than away this year, 2-1 at home. Is that simply feeding off the fans, or you know, what do you pinpoint to that?
Chance. I mean, you know, they're home or away doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to, you know, any of my teammates. Just happen. You know, I don't think, you know, home or away with any of us, like, it's just a football game. You know, and we understand that. We have to execute regardless, and we just haven't done that on the road. But I mean, it has to be done.
Obviously, you guys have, in those 2 home wins, you guys have knocked up the Titans, who were one of the best teams in the NFL, and the Bengals, who were at the top of the AFC at that time. How much more confidence does that give you going into a game where you're facing the Buffalo Bills, who some regard as Super Bowl contenders?
I mean, I think confidence-wise, it does a lot for our confidence. We understand that we can play, you know, with anybody, and you know, we just have to take that mentality. We have to continue to play good, you know, whether it's the Buffalo Bills, New England Patriots, you know, I mean, Indianapolis Colts. It doesn't matter. Like, we have to just continue to play. And, again, as a defensive line, on those games, you know, I mean, we dominated the Titans, dominated the Bengals, and we have to dominate every game. And we understand that. So these losses, they fall on us, and we have to be better.
When you come off a game and you give up, what was it, 260 on the ground? I mean, that's kind of a nightmare number for defensive line. Anybody in your locker room say anything that kind of hit home with, don't let that happen again, and here's how we do it?
I think, you know, just multiple people say a bunch of different things. You know, I mean, as we know, Foley's a vocal leader, and Sheldon, and I mean, Quinn, and I can name probably almost every starter. I mean, we all understand. We understand that, you know, that just can't happen. I mean, CJ's done a great job at, you know, just letting us know, you know, this opportunity, like, it just can't happen. And we want to be the defense that we claim to be. I mean, that stuff like that just doesn't happen, and we understand that. I mean, and there's a sense of urgency to get that fixed. So, I mean, that's what we're back at work today, you know, trying to fix.
One thing that the Colts did a really good job of against you guys was doing some of the combo blocking to get up to the second level. I saw Jonathan Taylor at times be able to run for like 7 yards before contact. So obviously teams are going to see that and try to emulate that. So what do you guys have to do to prevent that from becoming a norm?
I mean, we just have to strain more, and you know, I spoke to the DNs, and we understand that, you know, when those guys are taking those double teams, we have to make those plays. You know, as you know, defensive tackles getting a double team more times than not, we're getting single blocked, you know, or something like that. So we have to make those plays, and again, we get paid to make those plays, and you know, we're fully capable of making those plays. I mean, we have to do more, you know, and we understand our brothers are in there fighting, and they're in there going as hard as they can, and sometimes, you know, like those double teams, shoot, it's hard to take enough double teams, you know, it is what it is. So just as a defensive line, we have to play better. But I mean, our defensive tackles battered their ass off, and they're doing a great job.
More for John?
John, you've had a lot of success winning with inside moves, both this season and last. So when you're playing on the edge against a mobile quarterback like Josh, does it make it harder for you to win with those inside moves and focus more on maintaining the edge even to the outside?
Not really. I mean, again, it's hard to slow down. Like, you know, if I get an overset, you know, I mean, it's just natural instincts, you know. And then, again, like, I play with Quentin and Sheldon for the most part on some of our rush downs, and those guys do a great job of just covering me, and, you know, I cover them, or we, you know, maybe run games or whatnot. So, I mean, we just don't slow down. And, you know, if he were to take it high, you know I have to wrap around him, you know, and vice versa. Like, so there's no slowing down. There's no making sure we have contained. Like, you know, we just play football, and then, you know, us playing off each other, that'll be good enough.
Good.